Might as well see if this captures my audio, if I can get it to do that. Nothing's working for me lately. Nothing's working. Not just normal things. Well, normal things aren't working, which is what I'm trying to say, is that it's very abnormal in that normal things are not working. Which is killing me. It's killing me. It's destroying me. My ability to even do normal things. Not because of some physical limitation or anything like that. It's external. It just, things aren't working out in ways I can't explain, Things that nobody wants to talk about or explain. If they won't even talk about it, then I don't know what to do. I've tried everything I can think of to get away from this situation, this property, this living situation, trying to try to figure out if that's the problem. I'm living in a trailer community, mobile home community, and my mother, I live with her. I pay her rent. I pay for her. I pay for me. I do what I have to do until I can get away from her. Until an opportunity presents itself that I am willing to accept, because so far nothing has presented itself in a way which I would be willing to accept. It's very strange. It's almost like it's trying to subjugate me in some way, like not allow me to operate independently. It's demanding things from me that I'm not willing to give up. That's what I can tell. As far as I can tell, that's been the case for about 20 years. But it's gotten really bad lately. Like, I gotta get out before it kills me or forces me to kill myself. There's gotta be, I consider religious things, given the nature of what affects me, the nature of the things that keep happening. Let me wait for this wind to go by. You must not want me talking about that. I see things a little differently than most people. I understand that everything happens for a reason, that there is a plan, at least in regards to myself. which I have been unable to determine how to stop, or if I would want it to stop, or if or where it's going. It's keeping me on track, probably straight to my own death, for all I know. You know? It's probably just a form of slavery or whatever. Not really able to get out of my situation. I haven't been able to for at least 2 decades. And I kind of understand now what causes all this, these symptoms, these things that I pick up on with my diagnosis. Really, it just stems from trying to be an individual, to not be a part of a group that I have to conform to, and so I can be more authentic in my own way, you know, so I don't have to conform to a group simply to try to have power or security without freedom to be myself, you know. But, you know, as far as Christianity goes, that is, they obtain peace by giving up themselves, the self, anything that they would have to defend, such as defending oneself. But is that something worth saving? All it saves you from is having to defend yourself. Have something worth defending. But the self is what makes myself, is what makes me who I am. And to say that you're going to save, that Jesus or whatever can save me, what exactly is he saving if not myself? You know? It's the hardest thing I would ever have to do. Give up myself. Because the only thing I've ever had is myself. The only person. I've always been by myself. Especially around my mother. She's a piece of work, that one. I don't know what she's doing, but it's not good for me. Not as far as having a life worth living. Which I don't even know if that's relevant these days. Having a life worth living may not even be possible. At least not for me. Why didn't anybody tell me the world was this way in my developmental years when I was younger? Why didn't they tell me that it was going to be this way. Maybe I could have done something to make it a little better, you know? I understand what I was seeing that drove me into my psychotic break, the fracture of my psyche. I kind of get it now. I have for a while, actually. It's because we live in a majority rule system where the majority is in control, and they don't give up control. People can switch sides, but the majority is always the majority, as far as I can tell. You know? And me as an individual, someone who values authenticity and things like that, genuine, being genuine to one's own self. As far as valuing that places me in a position where I am always contending and dealing with the majority. If you can understand what I'm saying. And I can tell you some stories about that. How it all began, as far as how they got in my head and the pressures which fractured, split my mind and separated me from reality to where I was not part of the majority anymore, if I ever was. But when you enter into, when you leave the protection of your parents and school, and you become an adult, you have to contend with the majority, or try to become the majority in order to secure your own way of life, live how you would according to yourself, stuff like that. And I was never one to really want to have to do that, as far as that goes. So I suffer for that, for not conforming to the majority. I'm not a big fan of having power over others, and I'm very opposed to people having power over me. But it's not it's in a world like where the majority rules, where the powerful, prey on the weak and whatnot. I don't fare very well. And it doesn't help that everything anyone could ever want in this world is already owned by someone else, you know? So if you want something, you can't actually have it. You have to make a deal with people who control everything in this world in order to have it even for a short time. And to do so, you have to do what they want. They control you, but that way too. You know, it's not just, make an effort, do what you gotta do, independently to obtain resources, and things you want in the world. You actually have to, in order to have something in this world, you gotta you gotta get it from somebody else. You can, at least unless you're one of the people that are fortunate enough to own something of their own, which is, kind of hard for me to determine how that works, who exactly owns everything. And I don't want to be controlled by the things that I would like to have. I'm not willing to pay that price for something in this world that I'm not even going to be able to keep. Unless even for a long, like, you can't have anything in this world. It's not like someone like me can't actually have anything. Even if they, allow me to have something for a time, they're not going to relinquish it completely. They're going to use it to control or make me do what they want me to do in order to have it. I'll never actually own it. They're not giving it up. Majority rule. And powers. I don't know. Anyways, that's what I really wanted to talk about, I guess. I can't even be free in this place. Freedom's too expensive. But, yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. There's not much I can do.